Welcome everyone for today's webinar, Crave Warehousing Solution Innovation Engineering for Spare Warehouse. Today we have Mr. Shrikant Nistani with us as a speaker of this webinar. Over to you, Shrikant. We can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Swaroop. Thank you, everybody. And welcome to this webinar. This is a webinar in the series of our webinars around warehouse automation. And today we are going to be focusing on automating warehouse for MRO spares, and which is of course applicable to all the organizations who are into the manufacturing space. And they need spares for the operation and maintenance of the manufacturing. Let's move forward. This is myself, and this is how I look like. I enjoy working with organizations to help them to optimize and improve efficiencies through the digital transformation. I've been into the industry for over 27 years and helping companies to do the digital transformation, especially around SAP. So today's agenda is what are the regulatory compliances. So we are going to more talk about the pharma regulatory compliances, and that's the plan. So what are the regulatory compliances? How to meet regulatory compliance using barcode and RFID for MRO spares. Then we are going to discuss about the Crave warehouse mobile application, a couple of our success stories, and then we'll open up for question and answer. A little bit about Crave Infotech. Crave Infotech is a 13-year-old company. We are SAP partner. We have 3 key partnerships with SAP. So that's sell, build, and service. So we basically have all the 3 partnerships we can have. We are a premier partner with Zebra. So we have a very close relationship with Zebra. And then finally, we also have very good relationship with Here Technology, which is a computing, mapping, or geo-enablement solution to Google Maps. We are headquartered in New Jersey, but we have a strong presence in India along with the customer and the delivery presence in India. What are we passionate about? So we basically bring together 5 things in core. One is SAP Intelligent Enterprise, which is SAP ECC or S4. Cloud platform. I just wanted to make sure I make this clear, is not all of our applications require cloud platform. But we recommend that, especially if the application is designed to work offline, cloud platform mobile service is required. Then our prepackaged solutions, Zebra mobile computing and RFID, and then the geo enablement from Here. That's what all we put together and combine to make digital transformation easy for warehouse management, enterprise asset management, so that's your maintenance, calibration, and then field service and supply chain. So today's focus is going to be warehouse management, especially into the MRO spares. This is the list of our clients on the left-hand side who are trusted by, so our partners, our partnership with SAP, Zebra, Amazon Web Service, Google, and Here Technology. But our clients, we have utilities, life sciences, pharma, medical device manufacturing, chemical, a lot of pharma actually, manufacturing, retail. This is the sample list of our customers. Let's talk about the warehouse maturity model. Right? This is the warehouse maturity model put together by the research institutes organization. You see, this is broken down into 5 quadrants. So improve operations, connect workers, integrate, be responsive, and then predict and adapt. So a lot of the companies are between first 2 quadrants. So improve operation. So that's basically implementing mobility, transactional mobility data in most processes. So you are processing your transactions using mobile applications, mobile devices, or software applications. Then the connect workers is transactional mobility data plus workflow insights. So you have specific workflows defined which help you to track the success of each of the transactions. Integrate real-time data from the functional area. So this is where you are integrating the data with the backend and making sure those data are analyzed. You have proper reporting mechanism available. So that's the integrate. So a lot of the companies are within the first three quadrants, most of them right now. Then comes the be responsive. So that's contextual data and business rules enablement. That's where we start getting into the heavyweight stuff, like the use of AI, ML, and building right workflows, the augmented reality, voice speaking, all of that stuff comes into picture. And then that makes you more and more efficient. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about our innovation. So see which quadrant you fall into, and then we can position and help you to get into the next one and allow you to do the achieve higher ROI. Let's talk about the FDA citations. So this is a report from last year, September, so almost a year now. And these are the different reasons for which the pharma organizations globally have received citations. They include 21 CFR Part 11 and 21 CFR Part 211. When we dissected all these, a lot of these are related to calibration, change control management, warehouse management, air handling unit process. So they are all around these areas. So, and then if you look at the 21 CFR Part 11, the compliance talks about validation, audit trail, legacy systems, copy of records, and record retention. These are the 5 key pillars of the Part 11 compliance criteria. And we basically meet all of those criteria. Our applications, when I say we, our applications meet all of those criteria to make sure that you are Part 11 compliant. Also, if you look at the subpart G for Part 211, material examination and usage criteria, labeling issuance, packaging and labeling operations, equipment. So these are all, so our warehouse also helps you to be compliant with these criteria for the FDA approval process. Now let's talk about, so this is a success story of a large pharma company in India, global, and I'm sure these pictures look familiar to you. So these are the plants. This is how you store your, these are gas cylinders, right? So this is how you store them. You want them to be barcode enabled, right? So that you can scan them, account them, validate them. And probably this is how your storage bins look like. Some parts are, a lot of these parts are small, right? So they cannot be tagged separately. They need to be in a box. They need to be stored properly so that you can account for them. You can track them, trace them to be completely compliant. So I hope this looks familiar to you. Now, how do we help you to get the proper reporting related to the tracking of the printing of the barcodes and QR codes? So this is a QR code, right? So you have a barcode and QR. QR code helps you to store more data, like the bin number, the bin location, quantity, which was there last time. So we can have more information than usual barcode into the QR code. So we recommend QR code in many situations now, unless there is a specific reason. So we also developed specific report which will help you to capture when the barcode was printed, how, who printed that, Was there a duplicate printing? And you can also capture the reprint reason. So it's a report ready to submit to the auditors, any auditors. It can be FDA, GMP, any auditors whenever needed. So we have end-to-end solution available. Now let's talk about what the solution is. So of course, it's flexible, it's best in class, it's connected, and it has full integration with the backend. So it can be S4, it can be ECC, or even it can be business one. We have integration available out of the box. These are some of the screenshots and key business processes related to our application. So what are the typical business challenges? Very high volume of engineering spare. The success story I'm discussing right now has around between 25,000 parts, spares of any size, very small to a mid-sized components. They vary from plant to plant. As you know, the pharma plants are not huge compared to the typical manufacturing like oil and gas and utilities and food manufacturing side. But the spares are a lot. This is a big number, and they are very crucial for the success of the projects. So you can see the look and feel. Of course, you can change the color. On the left-hand side tells you different transactions we automate. So put away, supply return, plant transfer, bin-to-bin transfer, physical inventory, issue reservation, return reservation, issue order, return order, issue sales order, again sales order, QR label print. So you can print label from the mobile phone. You can scan bin and QR code and get the information about that, and also reprinting. There are many other processes they are covered, but in this example, these are the processes they are covered. I'll show you another glimpse of different templates. And then this is how the app looks like on a mobile phone. So very nice user interface and easy to use. Of course, these same application, because they are developed using UI5 Fiori framework, the same application works on iOS, Android, tablet, desktop, mobile. It doesn't matter the form factor of the OS, they will work because you just need to package them. So looking at the application itself, what does that cover? You have outbound processing, so it's a goods issue, goods reversal, goods return, we can cover that. Inbound processes, so goods receipt, again goods reversal, goods return for the receipt process. Storage and operation, production warehouse, distribution warehouse, transit cross-dock. So basically we have all these processes. So inbound, outbound, physical inventory, and internal transfer. These are the core four pillars for different areas. It can be storage and operation, production warehouse, distribution warehouse, or transit cross-docking warehouse. It covers all those processes for all of these different scenarios. This is a glimpse of the another template of the application, how it will look like on different form factors. This can be rugged devices, this can be normal phones, they will work on all seamlessly. So let's talk about our implementation methodology. Of course, the way we work is we bring in prepackaged solution, which will meet anywhere from 60 to 90% of your requirement. So it's out of the box. Then we start mapping and finding out where does your specific needs fit in, at what level. They may be 60%, they may be 90%. It all depends upon how your backend is configured, how customizable your backend is, how customized your backend is. And being our application configurable, we find out what can be configured. And then we define the timeline to enable your team. But we come with a prepackaged solution. So that's first step is the planning and initiation. Then we go through a design thinking process where we look at your processes, look at your requirements, and do that fit gap analysis, producing a blueprint. And we do the UI UX design and prototyping, where we basically adapt our screens and our application to your needs. It can be a theme change. That theme can be relevant to your website, your logo, color combination, and then we get into the baseline configuration, realization, and go live. So it's a very well-defined process which we go through. This helps us to reduce the total time frame and enhance the delivery capabilities, while including your business effectively and at every stage. What are the innovation activities we are working on? So we talked about so going back to our success story, this is an organization, global organization, with around 25,000 spares in each part, in plant warehouse. Around 12 warehouses we are doing it. That includes the implementation of the warehouse management module in SAP. That includes the adaptation of our mobile application. That includes the actual physical tagging of all the racks and the spare parts. And then that includes the rollout of the application and training the people for all the 12 plants. So it's a big undertaking, and we are able to achieve that within 5 months of the first plant go live and then the subsequent rollouts. Now, what are our new innovations? So we are working on forklift routing inside the warehouse using indoor mapping. So that's basically automating your forklift, integrating the forklift directly with the SAP warehouse management solution, our solution. So forklift gets the information about the picking process, which bin goes directly onto the forklift dashboard. You don't even need a different mobile application or a hardware. You need an application, but not hardware. RFID, all of our applications are RFID enabled. Robotic automation in warehouse, simplified user interface to suit workforce. You have seen the user interface. Hands-free picking using wearable Android mobile computing devices and finger scanners. So another thing what we do is when we come and work with you, we do look at your processes and identify what is the best hardware for your specific need. Then voice activated order picking and augmented reality using the smart glasses. These are the different innovations we have currently being adapted to our applications to take you into the fifth and the fourth and fifth quadrant, which we discussed earlier in this session. In addition to that, it's very important that any mobile application works very well with the mobile device. If you put any application on the mobile device, it can consume a lot of battery. It can, it may not work very well with the local APIs, like how to access camera effectively, how to access the scanner, how to access the keyboard. It has to understand that. So Crave being a Zebra partner, and Zebra, we have a strong relationship with Zebra, but we also work with Panasonic, we work with Samsung, we work with Honeywell. So we have relationship with all, but this is an example where we have integrated. We have developed different wrappers and our own API consumption process to make sure that our application works effectively. It knows it is optimized for the battery usage. It is optimized for the user interface. It is optimized for the integration. And there are no memory leaks. That's all validation done by Zebra. So these are the Zebra different mobile DNA technologies we use, which includes Data Wedge, Alt-Touch CE, Swipe Assist, Workforce Connect, Enterprise Home, SimulScan. So SimulScan is an example where you have multiple barcodes or QR codes needs to be scanned in one scan and then put them into the right fields, we do that. We can do that. So we have, our team has basically created all these specific wrappers and APIs so that the application, when it goes onto the mobile phone, it works seamlessly. And finally, you see white switch. So our end goal is to make sure that we take you through all those different quadrants we talked about and lay out a digital transformation strategy for you to get into the fifth quadrant, which includes voice speaking and augmented reality. Another glimpse of our application, the left-hand side is the RFID reader, if you decide to go for that, and the right-hand side is the same application which is enabled on different devices and the platforms. These are different RFID solutions. If you have interest, we can talk more. So one is called handheld reader, so that's RFID reader. These are the fixed readers. So if you have active RFID, you can use fixed readers, and then they will identify the location and tell you where this particular spare or the equipment is located. These are different reader antennas. They transmit to the fixed readers or handheld readers, both of them. There's a RFID printer, which you can use to print specific RFID, and these are RFID label supplies. So the RFID comes into many shapes and forms, depends upon the need. We have worked with customers where RFID is needed to withstand 200 degrees Celsius temperature because they were basically boiling those parts for cleaning purposes. So we can talk about specific needs and identify what is most appropriate for your requirements. So that was all about warehouse management or the MRO spares. And going beyond, it's not just the spares, but you can use the same application into your manufacturing, outbound warehouses, inbound warehouses, everywhere, wherever there is a necessity. It's the same process. Let's talk about our catalog of applications. If you see from the left-hand side, we have enterprise asset management. So that's our maintenance, calibration. Very strong. It has gone through FDA approval, compliant with CFR Part 11, and also Part 211. Supply chain warehouse we discussed. We also have direct store delivery. This does the delivery, electronic confirmation, field sales, field return. We have supplier digital connect. We have truck loading. Supplier digital connect is mainly allowing your suppliers to do everything, or your vendors to do everything electronically without paperwork. Reduce the workload on your purchasing team and improve the efficiency. Truck loading is to allow your people at the loading bay to complete the transactions electronically. Product lifecycle management. So we have production order management. So this is an application which helps you to complete the production process on the shop floor. That includes the goods receipt, confirming the finished product, taking the picture, and so forth. E-form is the digitization of the forms. So any log book or any shift logs you might have, there might be shift log, end of the shift, during the day, end of the day, anything you do on a piece of paper, we can digitize them using the e-forms solution. Then especially for pharma, life sciences, and industries where air temperature control is highly important. It has direct impact on your quality and efficiency. So we have air handling unit filter management, which allows you to track which filter was utilized how many times, which filters you go with which another filter, or you define the sets, right? Filter sets. All that validation is built into so that you should not have any worry about if anybody has made any mistakes. Order to cash. This is where we have Salesforce automation, where your Salesforce can take orders on behalf of your customers. It can be your stockist, it can be your distributor. Digital customer network. This is for customer portal. Then we have application connected assets and IoT. Here, this application allows you to track your vehicles, track your assets through telematics geo-enablement, route optimization. Management dashboard, this is a award-winning application. Change control management helps you to manage the changes reported within your processes. This can be process changes, this can be physical parameter changes, and it also understands who should be informed. This takes away all that knowledge-based dependency. Once you are building those rules within the application, and then the application takes care of it, nobody has to remember what this change entails, who needs to approve, who needs to look at it. So it has very nice dashboard also. We also have project monitoring application and many dashboards. Then we have HR related, we have flagship application for IT declaration. This allows all of your employees to do the IT declaration filing electronically, no paperwork. So we have several applications, almost application for each department within your organization. So please let us know if we should talk to somebody else, or if you have any specific need in other area where we can help. Of course, all applications are responsive. They work on all the form factor, simple mobiles, rugged mobiles, corporate mobile phones, Android, iOS, no problem. Couple of quotes from our customers. Of course, this is all they loved and liked. Another thing from the warehouse perspective, when we come, we can do complete end-to-end. So SAP implementation or enhancement, mobile applications, mobile hardware, barcode enablement, QR code enablement, RFID enablement, and the rollout. Or we can do only pieces to support your strengths and build on your strengths. Finally, you can bring your top 3 digital transformation challenges, which will include, of course, warehouse management. If you are worried about how to streamline your enterprise solution with minimum TCO, total cost of ownership, explore our wide range of enterprise services. All of our applications are on the website, so visit us at SAP App Center. And finally, you can reach out to us at contact@craveinfotech.com, and our team will be there to support your needs at any time. With that, we'll open up for question and answer.
If anyone have a question, they can raise their hand. I can unmute them, or you can write them in chat or Q&A.
Yeah, feel free to ask if you have any question. No problem. So typical questions we get from the audience is, do we need any new licenses from SAP, right? So there are many ways we can work with you. And we have to look at your specific situation, how many users, what kind of access they have currently into the system. And we have several options by which we can help you to minimize those licenses also. Do we need a cloud platform? It also, as I mentioned, if you need offline, definitely we need, but if it is not offline, we can manage without SAP Cloud Platform. Fiori does not cost anything. It's a free user interface provided by SAP. So there is no cost associated with that. The cost is only about the application and the implementation and the barcode enablement.
We don't have any more questions. Wait, there is one question from Rajat. He's asking, what is the frequency of audit trial?
This is real time, instantaneous. Whenever any events happens, it is recorded into the audit trail. So that audit trail is specifically for, so any event happening on the mobile, any specific event which should be tracked happens on mobile is tracked. In this example, we track printing, reprinting of the QR code or the barcode. Similarly, we also track when users are logged in, when he is logged off, when he performed the transaction, all that, every transaction or process user does, it is tracked.
We have one more question from Deepak. He is asking for data storage of RFID. Is it needed of having server?
Data storage of RFID? No, no. There is no need for server. Hold on a second. Data storage of RFID. I didn't understand your question, Deepak. You can unmute yourself if you want to. I want to understand what you are saying, because RFID is programmable, right? They store the data what we want the RFID to store. So we don't need a specific servers for data storage. No, we'll be using SAP for that. Whatever the SAP, I shouldn't say that. Whatever the SAP data we want to put it, want RFID to remember and recognize, that will be stored into the RFID. That's what I mean.
Rajat is asking, you said about transaction, what detail would be in transaction?
Which transaction, Rajat, you are talking about? Please elaborate. Which transaction?
I think he's asking about audit trail.
Audit trail, or you are talking about the SAP transaction like moving, sorry, picking, packing, what transaction you are referring to? Please type or speak. Why don't you unmute everybody, Swaroop?
He's unmute. Material or product?
Go ahead, Rajat. Transaction about material or product. Somehow I'm going blank. So, what details will be in transaction? So transaction details are, so if you are talking about the transaction means put away, picking, packing, those will have the details which are specific to them. So it will be material number, it will be quantity, it will be bin. If you have a warehouse, it will be bin. If you have IM, it will be storage location. We also do EWM. So depends upon what you're doing, that detail will be there so that we can complete that specific transaction in the backend. Okay. Hope I answered your question, Rajat.
Any more question?